All right. Well, good morning, Rotary District 7770, and welcome to Conversations with Rotary Action People for Monday, May the 3rd. Folks, can you believe it is already May? The year's flying by. I am your CWRAP host, Donald Hovis from the Chicora Rotary Club in Myrtle Beach. And today is going to be all about the Paul Allen 10-Star program, and that will be presented by our Public Image Chair from the 5 Points Rotary Club in Columbia, Miss Mary Gasque. Mary, we look forward to your presentation in just a moment. I will cover a couple opening announcements, and then we'll turn the program over to you. In the chat box, a couple of you have already said good morning and your name and your Rotary Club, but we want you to do that now with answering this one question. There was an event over the weekend that maybe you watched or maybe you didn't. That was the Kentucky Derby. So what's your favorite part about the race? Is it just watching the race, or looking at the hats, or looking at the outfits, or drinking a mint julep? So what's your favorite part about the Derby? I thought it was great. I was pulling for Hot Rod Charlie, but he came in third. But hey, it was a fun weekend. So Mary, good morning, and thank you for being here.
Good morning, Donald. Thanks for having me. As y'all may know, this is a repeat program, but it's been a while since we've done this. And I'll also tell you it's a short program, but it's a important program, and it has big promise. Today, I'm going to talk about the Paul Allen 10-Star program. Some of you are 10 stars, some of you aren't, but let me screen share so we can look at this PowerPoint that I have going here. Okay, we're good? All right. As you know, the 10-Star program is sponsored by the Rotary Club of 5 Points. Now, what happens to those funds once somebody signs up? There's a $10 charge, and that's for the pen and the certificate. Any proceeds go into the 5 Points Rotary Club, not as operating expenses, but we in turn send this money into the Rotary Foundation. So it's not a money maker for us, it is for the foundation. The program used to be the 10-Star program. It is now the Paul Allen 10-Star program, and I'll go into more information on that in just a few minutes. This is a photograph of Paul and his wife, Jeannie. She was a Rotary Ann, I think is what they used to call him a long time ago, and she truly was a Rotarian spouse. She went with Paul to, I have no idea how many international conferences. Paul lived and breathed Rotary. He was a great Rotarian. He passed away in February of 2020. But before he passed away, under District Governor Sandy Brooks, we had already renamed the program the Paul Allen 10-Star because he was so devoted to this program. A little bit about Paul. Whoops, it shot back again. Hold on. He was district governor in 1993-94. The theme that year was believe in what you do and do what you believe in. When Paul was governor, there were 63 clubs and 4,777 Rotarians. Later, he served as the district delegate on the RI Council on Legislation, and that was in 1998. Then later on, he served as Zone 33 coordinator for the Polio Plus Partners Task Force. He also served on a national immunization team to India, which, as you all probably know, dispenses the polio vaccine to children. When I first heard about polio, it was through Paul. He was a member of my club, and he gave a lot of talks on polio as well as the 10-Star program. My favorite quote from Paul was, when you get into Rotary, Rotary gets into you. He truly believed that. The purpose of the program is to encourage participation in Rotary. It covers a lot of different areas. It covers the four-way test. It covers the importance of attending meetings. It encourages you to be officers of your club. It encourages you to go to district training. It encourages you to go to district conferences as well as international conferences. There's a bucket list of things that you need to do in order to become a 10-star. You have to earn 110 points. And of those 110 points, I think there are 20 that we call must, that you must do in order to become a Paul Allen 10-star. But the reason for this is to let you experience the different facets of service and leadership in Rotary, and to gain a broader perspective of Rotary International, your Rotary district, and your Rotary Club. And Donald is going to put a link in the chat box to where you can get the application form off of DACDB.
I've put those instructions, Mary. They're in the chat.
Perfect. Thank you, Donald. The history of the program, as best we know, is it started in 1935 by Tom Douglas. He was a member of the West Point Rotary Club in Mississippi. And he wanted to do some of the things I just said. He wanted to increase attendance and to get his Rotarians to maintain an interest in the club. Tom presented the program to the RI board, and they approved it as a voluntary activity for interested clubs. Didn't have to do it, but if a club was interested, RI was going to be supportive. It was officially introduced to the affiliate clubs at the 1960 Rotary International Convention in Miami. We adopted the program in 1964, and it's a little unclear how it went from Tom Douglas in Mississippi to Paul Allen in 1964. We don't have that history, and when Paul turned it over to Nancy and me, he didn't, if he had the information, he wasn't at a point that he could give us that information. Let me put it that way. Paul Allen was the sole provider and sponsor of the program from 64 to 2016. And the reason we took it over in 2016 is because his wife, Jeannie, said that Paul had gotten really frail. His health was not good, and that he just couldn't keep up with it anymore. So Nancy and I went to him and we talked to him about it, and he said he would turn it over if we would run it. So that's how Nancy Moody and I got to be the proprietors of the program today. When Paul gave me the information, I picked up 4. There were huge notebooks of applications, and he had more, but they were on his computer. He started keeping them as the applications came in. He would keep them in a binder. Then later on, he started keeping them on his computer. Well, his computer crashed and he never got it repaired. So there's a lag time there, and there's some missing. But Nancy and I went through the books. We made a spreadsheet. We recorded everybody that we could find an application on, and we went back and put the information into DACDB when we could find the people. Some people were deceased and no longer in our district. But anyway, we did the best we could. We updated it as best we could. So if somebody is out there and they think they're a 10-star, it's the honor system. We will trust you on that. In 2016, we did a change to the program and named it after Paul Allen. And this was, as I said earlier, under the leadership of District Governor Sandy Brooks. To date, we have 963 Paul Allen 10-star Rotarians on record. And this was a written record from late 1999. I don't know how many we're missing, but this is what we have on file. We represent 12 states and 1 country. And thank you to District Governor Pauline, who encouraged participation in the program throughout her year. We had 29 Rotarians submit applications. That's the most I've ever had for 1 year. I think year before last, we had 9 people sign up. So thank you, Pauline, for that. The history of the pen. It used to be a 10-star emblem to put on the back of your rotary pen. It was the wheel that you just put on the back. But as pens changed, president's pens got a little bigger and a little gaudier. The wheel wouldn't fit behind it. So Ken Gasque redesigned the pen, showing the progression of 10 stars. And it was to keep it current with Rotary's progress. So the 10-star pin today is actually 10 stars. And this is how you would wear it. You'd wear it next to your president's pin, or even if you had the elongated pin that just says Rotary, the new pins that they come out with, the 10-star would just go next to it. You also get a certificate as recognition of being a 10-star in addition to the pin. The cost is $10, and the reason for the $10 is to cover the cost of printing the certificates and buying the pins. Nancy says this is one program that you can be a part of, and you have to earn it. You can't just pay a lot of money and be it. You have to actually earn your 10-star pin. And if you need further information on the 10-star, you can contact me or contact Nancy Moody. I did get a message this morning from David Michaud, past District Governor Michaud. He said he was one of the first 10 stars in our district, and he remembers getting his pin. I thought that was a nice note. And I also heard from another Rotarian, Chris Ray. It said he was also a part of the program, that he remembers Paul Allen when Paul Allen spoke to his club. Paul used to go around speaking to all the clubs about the 10-star program because he believed in it so much. So that is my presentation. It's very short, but it's very important. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them as best I can.
Thank you, Mary. I would assume if a club is wanting you to speak about this program at their club, virtually over Zoom, you would be more than happy to do so, correct?
I'll be more than happy. And then when we open up, if they need me to come to their club, I have no problem doing that as well. And I just read a message in chat from Ann Matthews. Paul was one of the greatest governors we had in District 7770, a caring, outstanding governor. He did live and breathe Rotary. This program is a great one and honors him. And I absolutely agree with you. Paul was everything Rotary. He believed in it. And Donald has put the location in the chat box on how to get the application for the 10-star. It's not necessary that you send the application in until you've completed it. Some people will send it when they've gotten 10 points or 20 points. Wait until you get 110 points. Then submit the application and we'll process it and get you your pen and your certificate back to you.
So can you cover again, Mary, where do they send it to and how can they submit the application?
The application can be, right now we're not fancy enough that you can do it online and do it that way. You have to actually download it and then send it to me along with your check. You can send the application and you can go to 5 Points Rotary Club and pay the $10 online without sending the check to me, but I won't process it until I get the application and see that the money has been processed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and our CWRAP mascot made his cameo appearance today.
Yes, that's Harley. Yes.
Awesome. At this time, I'll ask anyone if they have any questions. Please post those in the chat box. Just so you know, all of our CWRAPs are recorded and they're posted on our YouTube channel. And they're also all streamed live on our Rotary International District 7770 Facebook page. So if you missed something, you can always go back and rewatch it and listen to it. Share it with your club members, post it on your Facebook page, do what you need to do.
I did want to make a comment and thank Paula again, because I think I received 6 at one time requests for Paul Allen 10 stars from Little River. So thank you, Paula, for that. I know that you and Rich promoted the program in your club. So that was good, as well as District Governor Pauline promoting it.
Excellent. Mary, I don't see any questions, so I'm going to go on to announcements.
Well, I was just going to ask one other question. If you're on this program, can you tell me, raise your hand if you are a 10-star? I'm just curious.
I am, Mary.
I know you are, Ann.
I go back to David Michaud's days, a long time ago.
And Pauline, I think Pauline is one. Ernie, are you not a 10-star? You will be?
I have never submitted for it, so I am not.
But you will
But you
be, right?
should be. Yes, he should be.
You should be. I know you meet the qualifications. And Paula is, yes, thank you. Very good.
And C. Stevenson raised their hand, so that means I guess they're a Paul Allen 10-star.
Yes, yes.
Excellent. I will say, and I'm going to turn the view back over to gallery here. Where is Ernie? Ernie, I think you get the best Zoom name award of the day. F3 Shake and Bake. I'm not sure what that
Shake
is,
and Bake.
but we can
I'll,
talk about that on another day.
I'll share with you real quick. F3 is a volunteer peer-led workout group that is fitness, fellowship, and faith. And we all have nicknames.
Wonderful.
Shake and Bake. Okay.
I
And
used to be a
Ernie,
race car driver.
and Ernie, one of the groups meets in my neighborhood 3 days a week or maybe more. My nephew's in it. So it's a
Oh,
great group
fantastic.
of people. Great group.
Thank you.
Ernie is also a big supporter of Camp Chemo. I think I'm correct on this, Ernie.
Yes,
And does a lot for that program.
yes.
That's great.
Awesome. Well, I'll go on to some announcements as we close. And Mary, maybe you can privately message me the next speaker because I don't have an updated list, so I can announce that. But tomorrow, folks, tomorrow, May the 4th be with you. What happens tomorrow other
The
than
district
May 4th?
conference.
It's the district awards night and the virtual district conference, 6:15 to 8:15 on Zoom. Information on how to sign in and the meeting ID is in DACDB. I will tell you, we're going to have awards. We're going to have Stephanie Urchek from Rotary International with us. We're going to have Peter Kyle also with us from Rotary International. The keynote speaker is Coastal Carolina's head football coach, Jamie Chadwell. If you don't know, Coastal Carolina is up in the Myrtle Beach area. So he'll be the keynote speaker. Lots of awards, lots of fun, but you don't want to miss it. And I would encourage you, if you're on this and you're a president of a club, please make sure all your club members know. And maybe if you're a president-elect of a club, maybe you should remind your president to let the club members know about tomorrow night. But that's coming up tomorrow night, 6:15 to 8:15. We are going to record that. We are also going to stream it live on the Facebook page too. So if you can't come on Zoom, there are ways you'll be able to watch it, and you'll always be able to go back and rewatch it at a later time. Mary?
I'm going to give you this later, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you who the upcoming speakers are because it's too much to type. May 10th is Michael O'Toole with Rotaract Interact. He's going to explain the program. This is another in the series of President-elect required listening. So if y'all will tune into that. And then on May 17th, Professor Angel is a chemistry professor at the University of South Carolina. And he was on the team that controls the Mars rover. So he's going to talk to us about that. Should be very interesting. May 24th, Brian Gentry is College of Arts and Science at the University of South Carolina. And he will talk about survivors of Hiroshima, the atomic bomb. And this survivor later won a Nobel Peace Prize. So that should be a pretty interesting CWRAP. And then May 31st, no meeting because that's a holiday. So Donald, I'll send you those so you'll have them.
Excellent. AJ, I would like for you to come off of mute, sir, as we close down and remind everyone of the event happening in June, please, sir.
Sure. The Rotary National Golf Invitational. It's our first district golf event where we hope to raise money for polio and the COC Fund since we were not meeting last year. And as of today, we have 80 players, which is great. Thursday, June the 10th, we're going to have a nice big icebreaker party for about 2 hours. It's going to be at Thoroughbreds. We're going to have great food, great cocktails. I actually have some right here. Let me show you. Now, plenty of this stuff. And Friday, we play golf. We'll have breakfast. We'll have lunch. We'll have snacks on the golf course. Awards. We've got a $2,400 vacation for the winning team. Plus, they get to play in it the following year. And long-term goal is to have hundreds of Rotarians visit us from around the whole country and then in the future, the whole world. So thank you all. We've had a great support because I think we all kind of got back into Rotary, not that it ever stopped, but as far as thinking about golfing and stuff like that about 3 weeks ago. So even though we started this a year ago, everything started happening 3 weeks ago. So imagine what we can do next year. But we're going to give everybody a great time. Mary, thank you for keeping me straight anyway. But yes, very excited. I'm sure District Governor Pauline is excited that we hit 80 players now. And, I think we could have done 120 on a normal year, but 80 is great. We're going to have a good time. So if you haven't signed up, we're now going to start pushing for whole signs, which are $150. And if you have anything, if you want to come up to the golf course and maybe be on a hole under a tent, talk about your company and give snacks and food and things out, we can talk about that too. So, but Mary, did I miss anything, Mary? We sent an email out to everybody today, 3,500 people in our district or so got an email with who's sponsored. Little River, we didn't add you because we just got the news from you guys. So thank you for being the 20th team. But please read the emails and share them because this is big. This could really do a lot for our district as well as bringing the whole of Rotary from around the world together in the future.
And this is kind of late notice because we do need the team commitment. But if you would like to sponsor a heroes team from your area, firefighters, police officers, whatever, get your club to sponsor a heroes team. Commit to the team and then you can get the players.
Let us know by tomorrow morning because I've got to tell the golf
morning.
course. I've got to
But
tell the
anyway,
golf
that's a
course.
way you could sponsor a team without having anybody play from your club if you want to do that. It involves the community and it involves your club. So that's a suggestion. Last minute.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you both. All right, folks. Well, thank you for being with us. And I'll conclude with the Rotary four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Have a great week, folks. Don't miss tomorrow night. We'll see you then. And we'll see you next Monday for the next conversation with Rotary Action People. Take care, folks. That's a wrap. Bye-bye.